Hello everybody, welcome back to Minecraft with Slothology. Now today we have a plan, and that plan is not going to get derailed like the previous ones. Now, I know I've said I wanted to build in the ravine, and I've been doing a tiny bit. I think there was more to this part, but as you can probably see, my levels have gone down, because while I was not recording, a creeper blew me up right there, and it was not fun. But what I've decided is my vision for this ravine town. The ravine needs to be wider. So this is a much bigger project than I originally thought. So instead, we are going to build a starter house, and then eventually work on the ravine town from there. But we need a place of operations. We need a home, because right now we were kind of living at the bottom of that ravine there, and I don't even have it properly lit up, guys. Like, it's not okay. But right here is where we're gonna start our starter house, and I've gathered up some materials. Honestly, I don't know if this is gonna be enough cobblestone, but we're gonna cross that bridge when we come to it. So without further ado, let's get started. So when I'm building a house, I always like to start with a frame, and I kind of go from that frame, and then I build the frame of the roof. The walls are actually the last thing I usually do in a house. And okay, so I cleared out this spot earlier, thinking that it would be big enough, but it's not. I think we might just raise all of this terrain up by one block. Let's see here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One thing I always like to do is build in odd numbers. Every once in a while, I'll, if I'm doing something different, I might build an even, but for the majority of the time, I build in even number, or no, not even numbers. I build in odd numbers, and I can't really, I can't think of why I do it. One thing, so you have a single door. If you want to have a double door, then by all means, build in even numbers. But yeah. So here's our frame. This isn't going to be a huge house, but I'm liking where this is going. The next step is we bring up all these towers, or not towers, these pillars, up to 3 blocks tall. Alright, here we go. Now, for some people, this is where they would start building the walls, but for me, the most important part of a Minecraft build, in my opinion, is the roof. So we're actually going to start with the roof, and more specifically, the trim of the roof. Now, I probably don't have enough cobblestone. I turned them all into stairs. We are probably gonna have to go get more, because on these sides we're doing a regular triangle frame by placing a stair and then a backwards stair simultaneously. But for the middle part, we're actually doing an A-frame, which I will show you how to do here in a second. We actually have to go stair, backward stair, full block, then stair block, and then backward stair, full block, stair block. And in the end, just gotta finish this up real quick. We will have let's try that. We'll have this. I don't like that top bit. Let's do that a little differently. Much better. I think, yeah, we're definitely not gonna have enough cobble to finish this, but I mean, we can just try to get as much of it done as we can. Another thing that I do with, of course, with even numbers, the stair blocks are going to line up like this at the top. And that's one of the reasons that I don't really like building in even numbers, is I don't really like that joint. And the reason is because at the top of my roofs, I usually like to do finish the trim, so I'll put cobblestone slabs across this part. And with even numbers, it would have to be 2 blocks thick, and it doesn't really tend to look that good. But when we're building with even numbers, there has to be a joint block here, and I always try to make an upside down stair and a slab, or I do this technique here, which stair, upside down stair, and a slab on top, which kind of gives you a medieval Viking look. And I don't want that on all the corners, I just want it on the front and the back. So we're doing this here, just for a nice little cap to the roof. Alright, let's continue on. I'm being a little slow placing these because I don't want to incorrectly place it and then have to mine it up, because that's a little annoying. So yeah, we're already running into our cobblestone problem, so let's go solve that. We don't have a proper mine spot right now, so I've kind of just come down to the bottom of this cave, because I don't really want to start digging out a mine yet, just because, you know, I want to decide the place that it's actually going to go so I can build around it. I don't really like having a bunch of random mine shafts. Oh, there goes the iron pick. On to the diamond one. Keep in mind, we did not mine a single one of these diamonds because of the luck of shipwrecks. I'm probably going to have to brighten this part up because it's a little dark, and it's probably going to be even darker for you guys. A stack. Let's get a little more. I think 2 stacks will probably do us well. Another thing we don't have right now is the stone cutter. Ooh, it's nighttime. Let's get out our modern ladder to get down into our ravine. See, the house is already shaping up. Like, this is already looking pretty promising. Oh, I went right past the ravine. That almost messed me up when I hit the side of the block, because I thought I was going to jump further. Sleepy sleep. So the good thing about a stone cutter is right now when I go to make some stairs, I'm putting in 6 blocks and getting 4 stairs out. And with the stone cutter, you get a 1-for-1 ratio. I believe the slabs are still... I'm pretty sure it's still 1-for-2, which is what you're getting here, because you're getting 3 for 6. The math adds up. I'm pretty sure. Don't at me if I'm wrong, guys. But the stone cutter allows you to save on some materials, which I'm not too worried about since we're using cobblestone. Oh, that's not what I meant to place. But if we were using a more expensive material like, I'm gonna say deep slate, because that's can kind of be a pain to get your hands on. A lot of it, a stone cutter would definitely be worth it in that case. Almost done the roof here. Just get our slab, and to finish off, start these. Is this gonna be enough? Ooh, just barely. We have 1 to spare. So now we have the frame of our roof. So since I grabbed all of that spruce in the last episode, we're going to use that for the roof. And then we're going to use oak wood for the walls. Alright, let's start placing these in. So once we get to here, we're gonna kind of run into this spot, so we gotta curve those. When you're working with two different height roofs, I find it's usually better to start at the higher roof so that you can kind of combine the lower roof in and just kind of push so that this is kind of the wall that you're building into, and then make sure that your corners are kind of lining up to this, because yeah, your higher wall is a little more important, because if you build this one first, you might just go through and then it might mess up the stuff you have to build in there. Alright, that's the first side of the roof complete. You know, I'm looking at it now, and I know I said I only wanted to do those on the front and the back, but I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to look if I do it on the sides too. I think what makes these ones is the fact that we have the rim going across. And here, that doesn't really work because we're kind of going into the side of the wood, so the cobblestone would look a little weird doing that. I'm going to change it back to the slab, but you guys can let me know in the comments if you want me to change that back, if you think that looks better to have those on all four corners, or if just the two. So in the comments below, put 4 corners or 2 corners, and I'll know what you mean. Alright, let's get this second half done. We can start on the walls, and eventually, finally, we're gonna have a home instead of living in a ravine for the past, let's see, what day are we on? We are on day 12. So we've been living almost 2 weeks with no roof over our head. Yep, that's... Don't worry, it's gonna change. We'll change it. Alright, we're coming across the finish line. Just a few more stairs. And we need 2 more. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's a little annoying. Ow, took a little fall damage there. Oh my god, I completely messed that up. Let's get around here, parkour up, and get the last 2 on. Alright, that is the roof done. So now it kind of looks like a barn, just having all the walls out and just a roof, but we are gonna fix that. So let's get more of this oak wood and get started. So this wall is going to look pretty bland at first, but we are going to detail it once we get all the blocks placed in, because I just find it's easier to detail walls and things like that. Actually, I'm gonna leave these open because we're gonna put windows here, so may as well just leave those open so we don't have to chop them down later. But I find if you try to detail as you go, I mean, I guess it's really up to preference. Personally, I like to detail after the fact rather than as I go, because I like to see the final product and then change it to get what I want out of it, I guess. I could have worded that a lot better, but we're just gonna have to sit with that. Alright, we're already looking a lot better. Now, I think we're just gonna get these windows in now, so we need a little bit of this sand. Alright, this should be enough to get us started. Actually, honestly, it might be enough to complete it, what we need to do for our windows, but 3 there. Actually, this is probably going to be easier if we go inside. We don't have to go around the terrain. I think I want that window there. We'll see. Oh, I missed a spot. Missed another spot. Okay. We're pro builders in here. I really am. We're already looking much better. So now I think is when we start with the detailing, and big part of what I like to do with detailing walls is changing regular blocks for stair blocks. This is definitely way more than I need, but let's just put these in our offhand. And I like to do this thing with the door. Place stairs here. Oh, this is why you don't build with wood with an axe in your hand, everybody. Now, don't get me wrong, stripped oak can work some places, but honestly, it might be one of the worst of the stripped variants. Yeah, we're gonna move on and pretend like that didn't happen. So let's also put a window right up here. Actually, let's do that. I don't like that top gap. Let's do that, and bam. Now we've got a window over the door. Now, there might be some people out there saying, you know, what are you doing? You could be using slabs to save on resources. And I agree with you, and that is a good strategy, because, you know, if you're making a floor, you know, what's the difference? But I don't know why. I just don't really like doing it. I just rather have full blocks, and I think that's because if I ever want to make a basement, and, you know, I chop down this, and let's say this is a slab block, now we have that. And it just kind of causes problems. I don't know, I just prefer to have full blocks. Alright, and I also want to do a spruce door, because I believe they are the best looking doors in the game by far. Oh. And bam. Look at that. Now that front wall is looking good, but these ones are lacking a little bit. So I think all that we have to do is just a little bit of that. Yeah, let's just go do this all the way around. You know, I think we can get away with it this time. There's not logs in our way. Actually, we'll do something different for the back wall. So we'll steer away from that for now. Alright. Now we're gonna do some exterior decorations outside of just doing that as well. But for now, let's just get this back wall finished. So I think if we just kind of imprint that a little bit. Now, I would love to be able to... Oh, I did it again. Why? These stripped logs, like, I like them. I do, I really do. But, oh, I mess up my regular logs so much. So yeah, I would really like to have this next to my windows, but as you can see, they don't want to connect to the stairs. So that's fine. We're gonna have to work around that. And I think that does it there. Oh, I see you. Yeah, let's go kill him before he sneaks up on us, because that will definitely happen. I don't want him to blow up because I hate patching creeper holes. Alright, should be one more hit. There we go. Piece of gunpowder. Nice. We're looking pretty decent, honestly. Now there is one more thing. Well, there's more than one more thing, but there's one thing I would like to do to the roof. Now, depending on the style that you're going for. Oh, I already had a bunch of slabs. I was thinking I ran out. I didn't know where they were. So, depending on the style you're going for, you know, it's nice to have this clean roof look, but you can make it just a little bit different by changing up some of these blocks. We can put that in our offhand, and see, let's do this corner block here. Oh, okay, we can't do that one. Do this one. Oh, that's right below that. Okay. The biggest thing with this building technique is you don't want there to be a pattern. See, now there's a difference between that side and this side, and I think this looks much greater. It looks a little more messy, looks kind of broken down, and I really like that look. So we're gonna do that for the whole roof. So the next thing I want to do to kind of spruce up this build, I'm sorry guys, we need these shears, and it's going to be these right here, these leaf blocks. Now, the leaf blocks are a very easy decorative tool that I find are very effective. They're pretty simple to gather and pretty simple to use, but they really add a lot to your build. And you don't really have to go too crazy with them. Kind of just put around random splodges. You can do kind of like a uniform around each pillar, which is nice too, but I like to kind of make them a bit more random. So I might have a bush here. And the other thing is try not to cover up the windows. Actually, let's put that there. Oh, let's wrap this around the corner. There we go. And of course, like anything else, you don't want to use it too much. Unless you want your build to be completely overgrown, which a good tip for that is actually to put the leaf box in the roof itself. But I'm not quite going for that look, so we're gonna stick with this. So just these few splodges of leaves have really added to the build. So now we're just gonna get a simple path here. Now, when working with path blocks, this is a big thing right here. If you leave those, I will be triggered. I cannot stand these. It's a really simple fix, and it can really take away from your builds if you have those slivers that are just kind of showing in a different block, breaking up textures that you want to be. I mean, I know I was just talking about like mixing up textures, but you don't want wood and dirt to be right next to each other, because that's not pretty. And another thing we can do with the leaves is kind of put these around. Again, you don't want to do them too much. Oh, those grass blocks always mess me up. And just kind of have some little bushes around. Eventually we'll probably put some trees in too, but oh, okay. I'm trying to build here. Like, I know you're not bothering me right now, but you probably will. This is actually going to wrap it up for this episode. We made a lot of progress. I know the interior is dry and empty, but we will get to that in probably the next episode. Let's go chase the sunset, actually. Da 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 da. Oh, that creeper behind me. He's not far away. Can I see him? Oh, he's in the grass. It's kind of scary. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. You know, tell your friends about it. Do all the things. Hit the bell notification, because that'll let you know when the next video comes out, exactly when it comes out. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. So until next time, stay slothy. Bye!